Everybody is saying the Giants are going to trade up to number 1. And I think they just might. We're going to react to ESPN and their most recent mock draft where they had the Giants trading up to number 1. And then we're going to go and hear from maybe 15 NFL insiders that all think it's going to happen. And I think now it is more likely than not the Giants are going to be picking number 1. And I saw betting odds that the New York Giants and the Tennessee Titans have the same odds to make the first selection in the NFL draft. Jordan Reid of ESPN putting out a mock draft yesterday saying this: a projected trade, the Giants leap into the top spot. With Matthew Stafford agreeing to return to the Rams, the Giants' 2025 quarterback options seem to be down to Aaron Rodgers or drafting a quarterback of the future. We are projecting the latter here, with New York sending its first rounder and second rounder in this draft and its third round pick in 2026 to the Titans to have their own choice of Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. Reid then has the Giants drafting Cam Ward, saying a team hasn't traded up from number 3 to number 1 since 1975 when the Falcons moved up to select quarterback Steve Bartkowski. Several sources at the Combine told me the Giants are exploring multiple options at quarterback, but the Giants can't exit this draft without their QB of the future. Holding the number 3 pick in a draft with 2 surefire first-round quarterbacks means New York might have to trade up for a concrete chance at either of them. Ward is the top QB of this class. His combination of physical ability, improvisational skills, and poise in big moments make him an ideal selection for Coach Brian Daboll. His 88.7 QBR was second in the FBS, and his 29 completions of 20-plus air yards tied for 5th. So Reid has the New York Giants trading a first-rounder this year, a second-rounder this year, and a third-rounder next year to move up to number 1. And that is kind of what a lot of people think it might cost. Dane Brugler, my opinion, the best NFL draft guy in the business, lead NFL draft analyst for The Athletic, said this: packaging a pair of day 2 picks to move up from number 3 to number 1 likely would be enough to put Ward in a Giants jersey. So Brugler and Reid saying it's going to take multiple day 2 picks. Well, Jason of Over the Cap, one of the best salary cap websites out there, he disagrees. He said this: so what might it cost the Giants to move up to the top pick this year? They hold the 3rd overall pick, which is a big help. To get to that 3,000-point premium, you would probably be looking at giving up the 3rd overall pick, 34th overall pick, along with next year's first-round pick and third-round pick. And Dan Duggan says this feels much more in line with the cost to trade up to 3 than 1 than some packages that have been floated. If the New York Giants have to give up pick 34 and a future first-round pick to move up 2 spots in the NFL draft, I am out. I'm not giving up a future first-round pick to move up 2 spots in the NFL draft. I don't care what it costs. I will not do that. That makes no sense. Jordan Reid also saying this: based on the intel I gathered at the Combine, Tennessee will explore trading down while staying in range to pick the first non-QB off of the board. And I can echo what Jordan Reid says. I was told at the Combine that the Titans want to select either Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. Jordan Raanan saying this: multiple people around the NFL believe the New York Giants trading for the number 1 pick with the Titans is likely with the intent to draft Miami quarterback Cam Ward. Raanan also saying he thinks the Giants have a 62% chance at landing the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. I wonder how he came to 62%. Paul Schwartz of the New York Post writing this: I think they will want to try to trade up to number 1 to get Cam Ward. However, they don't know if that's possible. Dan Graziano of ESPN saying this: many believe Tennessee is interested in trading out of the number 1 pick, and the New York Giants and Jets are among teams believed to be interested in moving up. Ian Rappaport: the Giants are expected to have interest in trading with the Titans for the number 1 overall pick. Everyone under the sun is saying the New York Giants are going to trade up to the number 1 pick. And Daniel Jeremiah kind of hints that maybe they don't have to. DJ writing, there's a lot of folks around the league that believe if the Titans stick at number 1, that the pick will be Abdul Carter. Does Joe Schoen have the stones to call the bluff of the Tennessee Titans? Dane Brugler put out his first post-combine NFL mock draft, and he had the Giants trading up to number 1 to select Cam Ward. So Jordan Reid, post-combine mock, has the Giants trading up. Dane Brugler, post-combine mock, has the Giants trading up. Where there is smoke, there is fire, and this is a bonfire. The New York Giants cards have been shown. Everyone figured out they wanted to trade up for Matthew Stafford, and they tried everything they could, like even giving Stafford $100 million guaranteed and giving up the 34th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Ultimately, Stafford said no. Now they turn to plan number 2. Do what it takes to get Cam Ward. Do you want him to do that? Do you want the Giants to trade up to the number 1 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft? If you do, hit that thumbs up icon. If you don't, tell me why down below. I follow this guy on Twitter that on February 27th said this. My Giants QB prediction based off what I heard at the Combine is if the Giants can't land Matthew Stafford in a trade, they will trade up to the number 1 overall pick. Oh, wait, that's me. I said that. And Benjamin Albright also saying, would not be surprised to see a trade in the top 5 of this draft to get to number 1. A large trade, a giant one, Titanic, if you will. This is going to start to pick up quickly. There is way too much noise about the Giants moving on for this to be just fake and for these to be just rumors. We have heard that the New York Giants and the Tennessee Titans I don't want to say we have heard Chat Sports. There are rumors out there that Giants and Titans have agreed to a framework of a deal that would send Kayvon Thibodeau to Tennessee and Harold Landry back to the New York Giants. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just telling you what the streets are saying. Teron Davenport, who covers the NFL, quote tweeted Jordan Schultz, who said the Titans will host Colorado QB Shedeur Sanders and Miami QB Cam Ward this week in their facility. Tennessee holds the number 1 overall pick in this year's NFL Draft and are undergoing a thorough evaluation process. Davenport adding, the Titans will also host Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter early next week. Their goal is to have visits with the top 4 prospects before the start of free agency on Wednesday, March 12th. This thing is about to get rolling. I think the Titans want Carter or Hunter. I do. From people I talked to, from things I heard at the Combine, and kind of just me putting the puzzle pieces together. If the Tennessee Titans loved Cam Ward, why would there be all this smoke about them trading down? If the Tennessee Titans loved Cam Ward, why would they just not come out and say we're not trading down? And if they loved him, why would they be entertaining a trade down idea? The Bears didn't. The Bears picked number 1 last year. They were never trading down from Caleb Williams. There were never even rumors of them trading down. The Washington Commanders, they wanted Jaden Daniels the entire time. There were never rumors of them because they never even flirted with the idea of trading down. Leads me to believe that the Tennessee Titans are unsure and maybe value Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter more. I go back to what their general manager and front office said weeks ago. We want a generational player with the number 1 overall pick. After the top 30 meetings that the Tennessee Titans have with Ward, with Sanders, with Carter, and Hunter, we're going to know a lot more about this situation. I think there's a world where this time next week, the Giants could have already made the trade because there's not much more time to wait. Make sure you are hooked up with a Malik Neighbors jersey and ready to rock and roll for the 2025 NFL season. Chatsports.com/neighbors. Chatsports.com/neighbors. Get your jersey today. From what I understand and what I have been told and what I have uncovered, Cam Ward is actually QB1 for the New York Giants. The smoke screen of Shedeur Sanders may have just been that, a smoke screen. Everyone in the NFL at the Combine had Cam Ward as the number 1 QB. But now reports are coming out that the Browns may have Shedeur Sanders as QB1. Could Sanders go number 2? Mary Kay, who has been covering the Cleveland Browns for a very long time, wrote this. The Browns first met with Sanders one-on-one at the East-West Shrine Bowl in January and came away impressed. They didn't find him to be arrogant or brash, but confident and engaging. They liked all of the good things his Hall of Fame dad poured into him, but appreciated that he's his own man. He exhibited the excellent leadership qualities they're looking for in a QB, as did Ward, whom they also like a lot. They also formally interviewed Sanders at the Combine, where neither he nor Ward worked out, and cemented what they already knew, that Sanders has what it takes to lead the franchise if they draft him. Kevin Stefanski also received a glowing report on him from his former Vikings colleague, Pat Shurmur, the former Browns head coach who spent the last 2 years as Sanders' OC at Colorado. The Browns will get to know Sanders a lot better this week during his visit and will attend his pro day at Colorado and possibly conduct a private workout. But nothing happened at the Combine to change their good first impression of Sanders. In fact, it only confirmed that one man's brash is another man's treasure. Adam Schefter a couple of weeks ago said the thing he's most certain about in the NFL draft is the Cleveland Browns selecting a quarterback. And Joe Schoen knows that if the Browns are taking a QB, he may be out one. He may be without one at pick number 3. And he knows he can't leave round 1 without a QB. Because if he does, he'll be leaving 1925 Giants Drive in January of 2026 without a job. This is why it was dumb to keep Joe Schoen. And it's not because I think Joe Schoen is a horrible general manager, which I don't think he's the best. But why would you keep a general manager on the hot seat with a mandate that you have to get a quarterback? Just doesn't seem like the smartest thing in the world to do. There's really only 2 ways that Joe Schoen keeps his job. 2 ways. The Giants win more games than they're supposed to, or they end the season with the feeling that they got the right guy at the quarterback position from the 2025 NFL draft. Those are the only 2 ways. The only 2 ways. You win more games than you're supposed to, or if you don't win more games, you walk out of week 18 with the feeling, we got our guy. What's the best way to give yourself the best chance to leave the season with that feeling? Drafting your number 1 QB in this draft. And that's Cam Ward. And I think the Giants are going to trade up to number 1. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG at @MarshallReid_. Hit me up, and let's go Big Blue.